Hey everybody, Real Estate Ninja here. I hope you're doing well. Do me a favor real quick. Can you read this right? Is it the correct direction or is it flipped? I need to know that before I start the video. Let me know down below. Question. Actually, no. I want to make this video and I'm going to do it live because so many people are so confused and they're about to hang themselves in the real estate market. And I'm trying so desperately to warn people about how to buy a house right, how to teach them what real estate cycles are. Real estate cycles are not sexy. It does not help sell real estate for real estate agents, loan brokers, and it doesn't help the insurance industry, right? They want that churn. They want those increased rates, the increased commissions, the increased costs of insurance, things like that. I can't start until somebody tells me here, type 1 if this is direct. I know it sounds funny. Sometimes in my camera, it flips and I don't even know why. We're gonna go and do some things live because it is the biggest misconception, perfect, thank you, of real estate. What makes a boom and a bust? You see, check this out. Oh, this is silly. This is a chart of US single family home prices, right? Look at that, over time. It always goes up, ninja, but this is what's crazy. Think about this. This time right here, this little dip, what was that? It was the Great Recession, the Great Financial Crisis. Millions of people lost homes. Millions of people lost value like that overnight. And I'm going to share with you how to do that. That link that I have in the description, 80% off the real estate crash course, I can guarantee you, and it has a 14-day money-back guarantee, that you will save. It's $199, the 80% off. I will guarantee you that you will save 10 times the cost of that. Or you will make 100 times. That's $200,000, right? $20,000. That's easy. Actually, if you do it right and you really buy real estate during this next crash, you will make 1,000 times. That's what, $200,000. If you apply these principles and you know when to buy real estate, how to buy real estate, and what the real estate cycle is and where we are in that cycle. Look at this chart that just always goes up. Look at those seasonality adjustments. I explain why these are very important to understand when you're flipping homes, as opposed to buying just a single home that you want to own for a long time. Look at that. It looks like a pulse, right? A heart rate. Very identifiable patterns. Look at where we're at right now. They're getting wider. That's exactly what a heart rate does as it gets ready to die. It goes into VTAC, it gets wilder. I know I'm a firefighter, I'm also on duty. Let me break this down too before I start this and ask you something live that everyone says, and I've proven everyone wrong about this real estate crash right now. I'm gonna do it live. My background. I've been a firefighter for 25 years. I started investing in real estate in 2001 on the backside of the dot-com crash. I sold most of my portfolio right before the dot-com crash. I went to bonds, saved myself there. I bought real estate on the way down and I paid nothing. I bought one house with 3% down. Every house after that, I paid nothing down. I got them all for free. I'm gonna teach people how to do that this next cycle. And this next cycle is coming within the next 12 months. I sold 95% of my portfolio in 2006 because I knew that crash was coming. My question to you is, are you ready for this next crash? Or how much would it take? How much would you want to pay, honestly, to be ready for this next crash? How many of you wish you were ready for that one in 2008? And actually, the bottom didn't hit until in home prices, 2010 to 2011. How much would you have given? This offer that I've been doing for almost a year is going to be done forever as of January 1st. I'm changing it. I wanted to help as many people as I can at this price rate, and I'm changing my entire game because I know how good this training is. My students know how good this training is. I'm not joking, but this is the thing. Most people will never take it seriously if they don't buy it. Now, we're gonna do this live. Realtor.com. It's actually one of the best aggregators of the MLS, just so you know. There's over 600 MLS systems in the country. Realtor.com is owned by the same company that owns the Wall Street Journal. They have the best photograph or the best picture of the real estate market, okay? When you just look at Zillow, when you just look at any of these other, Redfin or any of these things, they don't capture as many properties as Realtor.com. Quick little hot tip, okay? Let's do this. There's so many people that say, real estate's not falling in my town, so why don't you try and prove it to me right now? Tell me what town you're in and tell me how it's not crashing. And then I'm gonna show you some charts. I'm gonna show you, this is live, so I'm gonna draw some stuff to illustrate how everything is crashing down right now and it's gonna get much better next year. Wait, be patient. You need to know this. So go ahead, give it to me. I mean, I had somebody last week that did this. Naples, Florida. Okay, cool. Let's just go with the first one I saw real quick. All right, let's see here. Boom, Naples, Florida. All right. All right, so you see right now, this is just a normal house for sale, $379,000. I don't see any price reductions there. All right. Oh, here we go. For third one down. Okay, here's one for $519,000. It's got a price reduction of $20,000. I wonder why that is. Oh, stand by. Here's one for $459,000. It's down $20,000. You know what? Let's do this. Rockmart, Georgia, because Florida's a little easy. All right, here we go. Stand by. We're going to Rockmart, Georgia. Sounds like a small place. Okay, look here. First one, $274,999. That's a low-priced home, right? As far as the national average. So it sounds like it's a small town, okay? It's more than likely not going to have as many price reductions because the median home price is in the $450,000 area, right? All right. Oh, no, never mind. Okay, this one's pending. $219,000, which is less than half of the national average, but it took a $20,000 price drop to get there. Let's just, oh, here we go. $589,000. That's not selling because it's got an $11,000 price drop. Now, I haven't looked at the history of these, but I bet you there's other price drops there. Oh, here we go. $55,000. $55,000. It's a 5-bedroom, 1.5 bath in Rockmart, Georgia. But look, it can't even sell for $55,000. It just took a a little bit less than 10% dip, $5,000 price drop. But hey, it's for sale. How many people could pay cash right now for that house? $55,000. Oh, here's one, $310,000, $5,000 reduction. Now, these homes are all under the national average, except for the one that was 500. Okay. Someone's saying Rockmart's part of the rural state. My point being is this. All over the country, there are price drops and nobody paying attention. Not on my street. Well, you really aren't watching. You really aren't watching. They also don't understand the amount of homes for sale. So I just showed you that chart. Let me show you this. This is an awesome chart. This is United States existing home sales. Now, I'm a lot more professional than this on my real estate crash course because I'm trying so hard, and it's a joke how cheap it is. You have no excuse. Zero excuse. Anyone looking to buy a house or is a real estate investor and doesn't remember or doesn't understand real estate cycles, and you've only been investing since 2010, you are about to get walloped, and you need to watch it. I can guarantee you your money back 10 times, 100 times fold on that course. Truth is, if you give it away for free, nobody pays attention. I've learned that a long time ago. All right, check out this chart right here. This is U.S. existing home sales. Now let's look first at what it did. Home sales exploded to the upside, leading to the 2008 crash. This is probably around 2006 right there, okay? Plummeted. All right. Then it built back up on extremely low interest rates. Mortgage rates were insanely low this entire time. Now look at where we're at. Home sales, right? Well, this is why. Very, very important to understand this. The median sales price, obviously we all know this, has skyrocketed. Look at what it did during the Great Recession and then how it dropped. Remember, millions of people lost their home during this time. Millions of people lost their jobs and their security. They lost 50% in the stock market crash, all that stuff. But look what happened before. The peak happened before the recession. All right, now, this is where we're at right now. All right? And if you don't understand how serious this drop is on a percentage basis, then you don't understand how big of a deal that drop is on a percentage basis. These are repeatable patterns. It's insane. All right? So let's keep going. Oh, let me do this. I'm going to draw a little fun chart really fast, live. This is the Fed funds rate. We're starting up here. There's a plateau. Then we're going to do this. And those are actually important. I'll talk about that in a second. A stair step. And then boom. Then we're going to cruise up here. And I know this sounds funny, but the reason why this is important, sorry, it stopped right here. Very technical. Boom. Then we saw this. All right. Then we saw this. Yep, this is what it does right here. All right, there we go. That's how technical this chart is. We got it all in there? All right, cool. Here we go. Year 2000. Rates are going up. They topped out. This is the Fed funds effective rate, which affects eventually, it takes some time. There's a lag time, which is a really neat way to time it. I talk about that in the course. It affects mortgage rates, all right? Because it's the cost at which banks borrow money to loan to you in a mortgage. So right here, we had maximum pain as the rates hit. The Fed funds rate was around 6.5%. And then right before the recession, and just so you know, the recession didn't start until right here. This is the recession of 2001. Just, you know, it's a thin band. The next recession didn't start until right here. This is the great financial crisis, and it was a much bigger recession than this one. All right, this is when I started buying houses, okay? This is why I started buying houses. I knew that home prices were stabilizing at a certain special point, and I'm gonna leave that for my, my students here in the future. But this right here is when I started refinancing all my homes, and I was buying homes, my value was going up because rates were lowering, and people were starting to dive into the market, and I was buying homes for no money down because I was refinancing, cashing out, buying the next house, right? And as I was refinancing, it wasn't even affecting it was not affecting my cash flow poorly. It was actually increasing my cash flow because my payments were going down so much. Anyway, my point being is when they bottomed out right here and they started doing this stair stepping, every other quarter they raised rates a quarter of a point. I knew that based on the employment rate, the average national spending rate, the credit card spending rate, and then the subsequent defaults that started right around here. The default started right around here. I started selling right here, okay? Super simple stuff. I'm breaking this down so simple it's insane, okay? Then we always see the Fed, but this time is different. And this is very serious. I've been warning about it on this channel and on the other. You see the Fed start to drop the Fed funds rate before the official recession is announced, because we all know the recession is announced by the first quarter as GDP falls, right? So you know you got at least another quarter before the initial recession is announced. They start dropping rates so that they look like a hero. They're not. They do this on purpose. They did it here too. All right, this is the difference. Our economy is imploding right now, and our world is split up into two financial systems: China, India, Russia, BRICS, the BRICS nations, right? And then you have Europe, the European Union, us, and Canada. All right. This right here is now going out of control as of around this point. The Fed funds rate is still at this. This is the Fed funds rate, right? But right about here, where the Fed funds rate was sitting around here, the bond market started to diverge because nobody's buying bonds. So corporations need money, governments need money. They're buying bonds like crazy. Or I mean, they are selling bonds like crazy. Nobody's there to buy them. So they have to keep raising rates. And what you're seeing is a divergence. And we'll use this color as the bond market. Bond rates are starting to do this. They're overshooting what happened with the Fed funds rate. This is going to lead to much harsher conditions in 2024. All around the country right now, we are in a situation where most people do not see they're about to hit a brick wall financially. And it has to do with the housing market. The housing market is the greatest wealth effect in the nation. It's even more scientifically proven to be effective than a real estate stock market wealth effect. And everybody's perceived wealth, and I say perceived because unless you're selling your house, you got cash in your hand, it's not there. Unless you're tapping into the equity, it's not there, right? And then their perceived wealth is about to vanish in 2024. You're at the greatest moment if you're waiting to buy a house right now. There is nobody that could tell me a town right now. And you know what? Do me a favor. Hashtag what town you're in that you think real estate's not crashing down. Because I'm telling you right now, this crash that's coming is so much worse. Now check this out. It's another thing that's very important. The 30-year mortgage rate. We've all seen this, right? We've seen where it's at right now, 8%. We are now, and it dipped back a little bit. The media is lying to you and saying it's crashing down. It's not. It only went down 0.2 percentage points. That's nothing, okay? So this is the meteoric rise that we've seen. This was an answer to the inflation wave that we had, and it's already surpassed where we at the peak, right? This is a big deal. This is the year 2000. This is what, around 2001. This is when I was starting to buy real estate. My first rental mortgage rate was 7 3/4. All right, on my first rental, my first home purchase, I was at 6 3/4. All right, now this is where you need to understand. This is where everyone's being lied to. Now, new home sales, a lot of it's being covered up because the home sales are doing okay because the banks that are behind the home builders that own their own banks, have been giving people these teaser rates of 1 year at like 5.5%. That is going to come crashing down all around them next year when they figure out it re-amortizes at a much higher rate, okay? Sorry, my mind's spinning real fast. This is adjustable rate mortgage usage. Actually, this one is the 5-1 arm, okay? It's the best one I could get because they no longer they don't have a metric for 1 year. Look at the explosion to the upside, because there was no need to be in an adjustable rate mortgage during this time, right? Because fixed rates were so low and the 5-1 arm was tracking so close to the 30-year, it didn't make sense, right? Look at the explosion to the upside. You have more people using an adjustable rate mortgage right now. As the world is going into a crisis, as China and Russia do not, or Japan even, are not showing up to our bond sales, which means rates are going to stay elevated for a long time. We are collapsing. Our country is splitting into two as far as financial systems, our nation, our world, I mean. So these people that think that they are going to refi at a much lower rate, it's not going to come when they want it, and they're about to get really scared. As a matter of fact, just like I said, thank you to all the algo boosts that people are doing right now for me. And again, thank you to everybody who hits the subscribe button. This channel is blowing up right now. The other channel, Economic Ninja, it's in the hurt locker right now because the algos smacked it. I can't say any more than that. What people need to understand is that every time we go through a crash, a housing rise, then a bubble, and then a pop, and it happens every 7 to 10 years, and a big one happens every 50 to 100 years, what happens is the wealth of the nation is robbed because it is taken by investors. Okay, this is what I want to do. This is my mission to you. I want to turn you into an investor, even if it's just to buy your own house, right? And then buy one rental to bring in some cash flow. I'd really hope that during this crash, you take full advantage of it and you're buying 10 or 20 homes. To take it away from the people, the companies that have 1,000 doors, 2,000 doors, 5,000 doors, okay? We can split up that wealth among the middle class, because if we lose the wealth in the middle class, we lose our nation. It does not matter who runs this country. It matters where the money is. If the money is in the wealthy's hands, like the elites, we're screwed, okay? This is not a joke, but I need serious people on board. I need serious students. I know this is just a fun thing because I wanted to do it live. Somebody earlier when I started this, if you guys are just jumping on, I said, name a town you think that real estate's not dropping in. And I ran through 2, and both of them, within the first page of realtor.com, half of them had price drops, right? That is a dying business right now. And right now we have mortgage-backed securities imploding. I just did a video about that yesterday. Please go check it out. It's on this channel. This is very serious. You're going to see all of the mainstream news in the fourth quarter of 2024, but you are seeing it right now on this channel. That's what I tend to do. I show you trends ahead of time. That's why I need real students to take back the wealth of the nation. Listen to this. I make a guarantee. There's 80% off links right now, and it will never be this low, I can promise you, in 2024, because I'm taking it to a new type of student. But I wanted to make this course available for the masses. That was my goal for 1 year. It's $199, and I'll guarantee you it has a 14-day money-back guarantee that you will at least save 10 times, if not make over 100 times your money on that course the next time you buy a house. I've been investing in real estate since the year 2001. I'm one of the only people on YouTube that actually say I sold my house and have the proof I sold my homes in 2006 because of that bubble running. I have been a real estate agent. I was the worst real estate agent ever. And the only reason I was a real estate agent for a short period of time was because I had to negotiate over a $30 million property for a real estate brokerage that I owned. I'm not a broker. I owned a real estate brokerage. I have an investor mindset. I am a horrible cheerleader when it comes to trying to sell people something in a bubble. So I was a bad real estate agent. Because as soon as you sold someone something, you say, okay, it's time to sell now. They're like, oh, and they're emotionally involved. You cannot be emotionally involved. You have to watch the data. 80% off links are down below. It's up to you. Are you ready to take this serious? Or are you going to FOMO into a market and get crushed by big banks that want to take your house? With that being said, the Real Estate Ninja thanks you for hitting the subscribe button and the bell icon. The Real Estate Ninja is out.